Sticking in the association here, Luka had quite the night. It was his third 60-point game of his career. The first game in a 2022 win over the Knicks when he delivered the Mavericks their first 60-point performance in franchise history. Fast forward to 2024, Doncic went for 73 points on 76% shooting in a victory at the Hawks. That remains the highest field goal percentage in any 70-point game in NBA history. And that brings us back to Thursday. Luka Doncic has the third most 60 pieces among active NBA players and is the first Laker with 60 since Kobe did so in his final career game on April 16, 2016 against the Jazz.
With a guy like Luka, you never know when you're going to have to scramble a shot together and get Dave McManaman on camera to talk about it, and he joins us right now. So, Dave, Luka, 100 points in a two-game span. He seems to have found another gear of late. What is behind this?
Yeah, David, if Luka can play the back-to-back in Houston and Miami, I can certainly set up my own television gear to talk to you about the game that he had. And what's behind it, J.J. Redick says, is clarity of mind for Luka Doncic. Obviously, last season, it was so shocking for him to be traded in the dead of the night from the Mavericks to the Lakers. It took him some time to find his footing. He's been dealing with a tough situation off the court with both of his daughters being with his ex-fiancée in Slovenia. But everything has kind of crystallized for him, and if he plays his game and plays it on both ends, he's going to have his support from his teammates, from his coaching staff. And right now, you can tell he's enjoying playing basketball again. And when he brings that level of joy, usually a level of spectacular results follow it.
Yeah, it's fun to watch him right now. That's for sure. It's fun to watch the Lakers. They're going good. But they've had a little bit of a rocky stretch traveling and stuff. What's the last 48 hours look like for this team?
It's been pretty crazy for this team, David. They played an 8:30 tip in Houston last night. They traveled through the night, didn't get to their Miami hotel until around 5 in the morning. Luka was dealing with a sore right hip. LeBron had a sore left foot. Austin Reeves had a sore right arm. They all kind of spoke throughout the day, and they decided, you know what, let's go for this thing. And they were able to withstand an early stumble. I think they fell down 9-0 to begin this thing. Luka got hot, particularly in the third quarter, 19 of his 60 points in the third. And they rode that energy to a victory. Now 8 in a row, 11 of their last 12. They're the hottest team in the NBA right now.
How about that? And they continue their Florida swing. They take on the Magic on Saturday. Dave McManaman giving us his thoughts on another historic night for Luka, putting up 60.
The Lakers, specifically Luka Doncic, said, it's March Madness. Bet. Starting with LeBron James tying Robert Parrish for the most games played in NBA history versus his old team, Miami Heat. Austin Reeves finding a cutting LeBron, makes the layup plus the foul. So the Lakers were down by 12 after the made free throw. Looks like tiredness was going to catch up to them, but Luka Doncic said, tired? Who? When? 21 points in the first half. Lakers still down by 8. Bam Adebayo, though, wanted to keep Miami at a comfortable lead. Hits a three from the corner. They were up 65-59 at the half. On to the third. The Lakers down by only 3. And Luka said, only 3. Let's tie it up, and does. 69-69. Luka now with the Heat check. No problem. There's ice in his veins. Lakers lead now by 1 after that made 3. Luka pulls up again. No hesitation, makes it 40 points through 3 quarters. He had 40 points in 38 minutes on Wednesday versus the Rockets. So we're keeping up with the mask for you. Don't worry. Luka again, adding it all up. 47 points, 48 after that made free throw. Lakers up by 7. And Luka was still on one, helping out his buddy LeBron James. 50 points for Luka. There's still time for 10 more, right? Luka was 52 at this point. Drains another 3, 55. LeBron had 19 points himself. But this was all about Luka Doncic. Again, from the wing, making it 58 points, would finish with 60 points on the night. The Lakers win 134-126, but it was all about Luka.
I mean, that's what's all about, You see everybody celebrating on the bench. It's like it shows that we care a lot about each other, and that's what great teams do, Just makes my heart happy, seeing them celebrate my 60-point game.
His teammates have been, they're enjoying it probably just as much as he is right now. It's a special run that he's on, and we've seen
in the class
all-time greats like him go on these runs, and you just kind of got to embrace it and enjoy the moment.
Luka Doncic and the Lakers did not arrive to Miami until about 4 in the morning. And still, Doncic now joins Kobe Bryant from April 14, 2006 against the Trailblazers as the only Lakers player with at least 50 points and 5 steals in a single game. It's the first time Doncic has done it in any uniform in his NBA career. Steals became an official statistic in the NBA all the way in 1973, 1974.
Trying to imagine what he could do with a good 8 hours sleep. Boy, we're back with Richard here now. This guy's incredible. Now, that's 8 straight games with 30, and he doubled 30 tonight. Put it in words, Richard, what you think of what Luka is doing right now.
He's showing you that he's that once-in-a-generation player. This is the Luka that every year we believe has a chance at the MVP, and that's what makes Luka so special. I was in Houston last night. Denver, they beat. That was a tiebreaker game. They go and win 2 games in Houston. I thought this was a throwaway game. I was like, there's no way. All of these guys show up at 5 in the morning. Everyone's available. Everyone plays. They're down in the first half, and they gut out a victory because of a majestic performance by Luka Doncic. If the Lakers aren't showing you something right now, if they're not showing you something right now, if you look at their last, not just Luka's play, but the play of DeAndre Ayton, the way that their team is coming together, it is a beautiful thing to watch, and they are going to be a very dangerous team. And let me just say this. You have Jokic, Luka, Jaylen Brown, Shea, Cade Cunningham, and you got Wemby, and you only have 5 spots on that first team All-NBA. That's going to be tough.
That is a competitive battle to get into those final 5. My math's not great, but he had 40 last night and 60 tonight. So I think that's 100 points, Richard. That's a pretty good 24 hours.
Points. I went to Arizona, and I know that that's 100 points.
Richard Jefferson giving us his analysis here on what Luka and the Lakers are doing at this point in March. What about the Spurs? They had a chance to clinch a playoff berth with a win tonight against the Suns. Let's get there. Devin Booker not much interested in that particular storyline. Gets into some paint, fade away, just a scorer. He does it night in and night out. And then Book going downhill, flips it in with the left and one. He had 22. Suns up 6 after the foul shot. They led by 10 in the fourth quarter. Where is Victor Wembanyama? There he is, about 10 feet up. Just dropping it into the cup with the left hand, pretty. And then you saw him inside. How about some outside? Spurs cut it to 4. Suns come back. Booker finds Jordan Goodwin. Who is that masked man? Puts the Suns up by 5. Spurs come right back down. De'Aaron Fox. A little hezzy off the window. It's a 2-point game. 9 seconds left. Spurs down 1. Wembanyama gets a little opening, rises up. Oh, that was pure. Wembanyama, 34 points, 12 rebounds, and the game winner. And that clinches the playoff berth. Bang that drum, Victor. All right, let's get back to the NBA. The Pistons and Wizards. And Karis LeVert finding Jalen Duren. Of course, the big news with the Pistons is that Cade Cunningham has a collapsed lung. He will miss an extended period of time. So the Pistons going to try to keep it going without him, which is a tall task. Not a tall task against the Wizards because just not a great team. And here we go. Duncan Robinson, the Duren for the throwdown. Pistons up 8 at halftime. Third quarter, they're up by 11. And Duncan Robinson get it to him. Double nickel. He is an excellent shooter. Pistons stretching out the lead. And then Duren just too much man down low. He's got 24 and 11 boards on the game. And then LeVert, one last highlight. The Pistons win it going away 117-95. to pick up their 50th win of the season. Top team in the East, the Pistons, got some bad news. Their star and leader, Cade Cunningham, suffered a collapsed lung in Tuesday's game, will now miss extended time. Shams Charania reporting that the collapsed lung is considered mild, and Cunningham will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Here's J.B. Bickerstaff on the news.
It's our responsibility to keep pushing forward. And we know, he's there, rooting for us, pulling for us. Obviously, when he's around, he'll be cheering for us, help coaching, leading, all those things. So it's everybody's responsibility to keep moving forward. Head down, 10 toes forward, and go to work. And that's what the team's done all year. Not going to be able to replace what he does individually, but collectively, if everybody, just plays to the best of their abilities and plays to their strength and ticks it up a little bit more, collectively we can get the job done, and we've proven that all year.
If you've got to play without your star, a game against the Wizards isn't the worst way to start. Let's pick it up first quarter. Pistons already up 11. Karis LeVert finding Jalen Duren. There he is. Easy inside. Wizards' interior defense probably not too stern on this night. And then LeVert backs up into the corner, hits the three. Pistons up by 24. Duncan Robinson picking up the change. Throw it up for Duren. Easy. Pistons only led by 8, though, at the half. Third quarter. It's an 11-point game. Duncan Robinson, double nickel, filling it up from outside. Pistons starting to pull away. Duren was the guy. 24 points and 11 rebounds inside. Not much resistance there. And then in the fourth quarter, it's LeVert stepping out. The Pistons do go on to get the win in the first game of Cade Cunningham's absence, 117-95, their 50th win of the season.
Perfect time to bring in Richard Jefferson. All right, Richard, Pistons, they handled business on the road without Cade Cunningham, but this was the Wizards. There will be far tougher tests ahead. So how do you think Cunningham's absence will impact this team down the stretch?
Well, okay, now look, this is the Wizards, so we're going to be very respectful. But ultimately, they showed the formula. J.B. Bickerstaff said no player can do what Cade Cunningham does for their team. He's so important. But if you look at the formula, Asar Thompson had 3 assists. Tobias Harris had 5 assists. Duncan Robinson, 2. Jenkins, 5. Then you keep going on the bench. Karis LeVert with 6. Sasser with 5. So what I'm saying is that collectively, they all have to play a system basketball and help each other. Be the best version of yourself is what J.B. Bickerstaff said. But when you have 5, 6, 7, 8 different guys getting 2 or more assists, that means that we're moving the ball. They had 32 assists in this game. Yes, it's the Wizards. But ultimately, when you look at them, that's the formula. It's got to be collective. Is it your night? Is it my night? It doesn't matter. We have to do it together. It's not going to be one central focus.
All right. Put it down as a win, even though it is the Wizards. The Pistons now, I think, 4 games up in the East. They got to lead on the Celtics, and they got to lead on the Knicks, Richard. But they still have to finish the deal. Do you think that they're going to be the top seed in the East without Cade Cunningham the rest of the regular season, if that is indeed the case?
I do believe so. I do believe that they're if you play team basketball on the offensive end and allow your defense to be your anchor like it's been all season long for the Detroit Pistons, you're not going to come in there and bully them because they don't have Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham's one of the best players in the entire world. So ultimately now you just have to move the ball. And so what they have to do in the last 10, 12 games, that it's not a sustained stretch over the season. They just have to hold on and let Cade recover. We don't know how long he's going to be out. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 3 weeks. We don't know if it's going to be the full season. So ultimately, when I look at the Detroit Pistons, hang your hat on your defense like you have all year long, and then you have to share the ball and get assists like you did in this game versus the Wizards. It
has certainly made the Eastern Conference, which is already getting a little bit more interesting, even more so now with Cade Cunningham going down for an extended period of time. Richard Jefferson here on SportsCenter talking us through it.